That has cost me a total of... Hey, welcome to another episode of Teslas in Canada. Picked up the Model Y rear-wheel drive on June 24th, 2023. So it's been about 7.5 months now. We're going to go over, has it been worth it? How many kilometers have I driven? What's it cost me? And would I do it again? So before we get too far into it, we're going to go over some of the issues that I've had with the Model Y. You may have seen some of the videos in the past, but just to recap if you haven't, I had a airbag fault on the Model Y here, and that was in the passenger seat there. And that airbag fault was going on for quite a while. It basically started on the drive home, so it's faulty from the factory. And the sensors really shouldn't be faulty, but either way, we had two techs come out, mobile techs. One of them replaced a sensor. That didn't work. The other one came out, diagnosed it, pulled everything out, pulled the seat out, pulled the sensor out, and then said, we're probably going to have to do a whole new seat. It needs further diagnostics. Short end of the story, it is fully fixed and all repaired. And you can check out the video over here if you want to check that out, but watch it after this one. So how many kilometers have I driven this bad boy? If we look right over here, I've driven 8,795 kilometers. That has cost me a total of $151. So $151 to drive 8,795 kilometers. You do the math on your own particular vehicle, but my old vehicle, Toyota RAV4 that I used to drive, if I were to drive that much, get about 400 kilometers per tank. An average tank would cost me about $60-$70. So let's do the quick math here. So it would have cost me about $1,320 to fill up my RAV4, and it cost me $151. Now most of that was charging at home and supercharging, which I had some free supercharging. And then as well on my trips, which I've done about four or five different road trips so far with this vehicle. Anyways, on those road trips, I use either the free supercharging or hotel charger, which typically was free. Regardless of that, $151. And we're going to do one of the longer trips that you've probably seen on YouTube. Coming up soon, we're going to drive in total probably about 4,500 kilometers worth of driving over about 9 days. That's coming up very soon. We're going to make a video series on that. It's basically our Florida driving series. We're going to drive from Ontario, Canada, all the way down to Florida and then drive back. So stay tuned for the channel for that. I think we're going to come up with some interesting results to see, you know, if the Model Y rear-wheel drive can actually make it there, how the charging is, how the supercharger network is. We've never done a drive like that in an electric car, and actually I've never driven down to Florida myself. When I was younger, we did some longer road trips, but never all the way to Florida, so we will see how it goes. Now, how has the range been? The range has been good. In the winter, when it was really cold, there was some moments where, you know, range was a lot less, but I've made videos on that. You can check that out on the channel as well. For those of you who don't know, I'm a real estate agent in the Greater Toronto area, so I drive all over the GTA and far outside of the GTA sometimes to do deals for my clients. With that, I do drive quite a bit sometimes, so it could be 200-300 kilometers a day, and I've never had any issues with it, and I've never had to stop and charge midday. I do have the LFP battery in it because it is the rear-wheel drive version, and so I am keeping it charged to that 100% pretty much daily. I do have that going for me. Now, what about the space in the back for the kids? Space in the back has been excellent. Luggage in the Model Y rear-wheel drive, well, any Model Y, is excellent, especially when you compare it to my Model 3. The Model Y definitely shows up and outperforms the Model 3 in many ways in terms of luggage, practicality when you have kids. If you don't have kids, I'd probably say just stick to the Model 3, especially with the Highland version, because you have the acoustic glass all the way around, just like in this Model Y. That is a huge benefit from the old Model 3 compared to this Model Y, is the sound quality and the road noise and all of that. Way better in this than the Model 3 rear-wheel drive. Now, would I buy this again? 100%. I actually wish that we had two Model Ys instead of a Model Y and a Model 3. The Model 3, I love it. Sportiness of it is nice. It's quicker. It feels more like a sports car, which I'm into that type of feel. But the Model Y is just so much more practical. We've done some renos, we've done road trips with the kids, having the dogs in the car on the road trips, like fit 2 kennels in there with their 2 dogs, take up pretty much the whole trunk. But we still have the under trunk, the front, storage under the seats. Like, it's just above and beyond like the best practical road trip vehicle for a family of 4. And yeah, the car seats fit better in here. There's a bit more space for the kids in the back. It's just all around a much better buy than the Model 3, especially right now. Like, prices for the Model 3 rear-wheel drive and the Model Y rear-wheel drive are the exact same here in Canada. Now, I believe that's only going to happen until the end of February. So if you've been thinking about it, jump on that now. If you want 3 months of full self-driving, you can use the link down below. Now, if you're buying one or you have one or you're thinking about one, I want to talk to you about a little bit of some of the accessories that I have put in that I find really enhance the driving experience and things that I would not go without. So one of those main things is the MagBack wireless charger. Put your phone right on there, charge it, and I find with it being right there in the line of sight, it is really nice to have. It's been very practical. I've had that in for about 3 weeks to a month now, and I'm definitely going to get another one for my Model 3. And then of course, floor mats. Floor mats are fantastic. Highly recommend getting all-weather floor mats. The ones I have in this vehicle, in the front, the back, the under trunk, the front, and everywhere in the car is I have the Tesloyd all-weather floor mats. So there will be a link down in the description if you want a discount on any of these items I mentioned. These are the brands and the products that I would be putting in my car, and that's why I have them in the car in the first place. The other thing that is not really a necessity, but I personally like that it makes the car stand out a bit different, is the rim covers that I have on this car. The ones I have right now on there are the Blade ones, again from Tesloyd. You can check out the link down in the description. It just enhances the look of the car. Not a necessary upgrade for everyone, of course, but I personally like it that it enhances the styling, changes things up. The other thing I probably will do and haven't done yet is tint the front windows a little bit in order to, you know, stay in the governmental guidelines, but just enhance the look of the car and reduce some of the sun that comes through those side, driver's side and passenger side here in the front. That's my Model Y experience so far. Thoroughly enjoying it, and I would 100% buy another one, especially at the prices today. It's like $44,000 would be really nice, but it's $54,000 plus taxes, and then you have your $5,000 federal incentive here in Canada. And if you're in Quebec and BC, it's even further down. Like, if you can pick up a brand new Model Y for that price, definitely go for it. I know I would if I was in the market for a vehicle. Hit the subscribe button. If you like this video and you felt it was informational, share it to some friends. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you have a Model Y, do you enjoy it? Do you hate it? Do you wish you had a different vehicle? I don't know. Let me know what you think, and yeah, have a blessed day. My name is David with Teslas in Canada. Peace.